We get our first frost tomorrow, so the compost pile is completely down. I am not gonna pretend like I understand the science. I really like this space now. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. Y'all, I made so many changes out here. I want to show y'all the changes, but I also want to quickly go ahead and amend the bag, show y'all how I do that. We only have 2 bags left because I've been working. Let me show you real quick. So all of the bags, except for these 2, I saved these to show you all what I do, have already been amended. We have our fresh straw on top of it. I always get the question of where did my straw come from? I got it from Tractor Supply, and it's called Straw Boss. That's the name of the company, I guess, that makes it. So that's the brand name, Straw Boss, B-O-S-S. I know sometimes my accent makes it sound like I'm saying straw balls, but it's Straw Boss. And that's what I use to cover my bags. I'm only putting organic granulated fertilizer in the bags. When we come back to plant for early spring, which for me will be in February, we will add any other amendments then. That's just the way that I'm planning to do it, because I also use my homemade compost and I put that in the bags too. So let's do that real quick, and then I'm going to show you the changes that I've made. I'm also going to do a full garden tour this week because y'all, we got so much broccoli. We get our first frost tomorrow. Well, tonight, actually it's tonight we get our first frost, and it's actually a freeze. It's going to be 29 degrees. So with that being said, I'm also going to go ahead and add some straw to the green stalks, which, by the way, not really sure how I'm going to do this one, but our carrots are also coming up in this green stock. If y'all remember, I put bok choy, whichever one in here, and then I put carrots in the next one beside it, and the carrots are starting to come up. So not sure what we're going to do here, but they'll probably be okay. That green stock is closer to the house, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see what happens. We have carrots in other places. So let's get started with this, because I'm also planning to record 3 videos today in case it's too cold for me to really be out here, because I think we're in like the 50s and the maybe low 60s. That's cold. It's cold right now, but I just know I need to do this so that I am good to go now that we are getting cold again. So let me get the stuff and then I'll be right back. All right, so I have some of my homemade compost. So the compost pile is completely down. I really can't wait to show y'all. So this compost is not completely composted, like it's not all the way done, but I'm just gonna put it on the top. So these are the bags we have left. I have straw on top of them. It hasn't really broken down much because I'm pretty sure I added this when I moved the bags and when I replanted the peppers that I took out of the bed. So we're gonna put that straw back on it. I use the Espoma granulated fertilizer. I like it, I always have. So I'm just gonna drop some of this down in the bag, just like this. And I'm putting it right on the top because what I plan to do is just drop the compost on the top, and I'm not gonna mix it in because, like I said, it's not done. I'll let it break down, and then in spring, I'll come add my other amendments and mix it in if it's broken down. So this is what it looks like, not completely broken down. And this is the bag. I do not measure my amendments, but what I do know and have learned over my years of gardening is I need to put a decent amount in this bag. And then I'm just gonna drop the compost right on the top. And there are rocks and there's plastic. It is what it is. And when I set my compost pile up, I put 6 mil plastic around it. That plastic broke down, so I would not recommend it. But we're just gonna do a nice layer of compost on here. Very nice to not have to go buy compost this year, and knowing that I have like 9 bags. So now we're just gonna put our straw back over it. I might add some more. I did grab some more bags of straw. I want it to be heavily mulched. And so that's literally all I'm gonna do to put these bags to bed for spring. And then early spring, like I said, in February, I'll start planting out a spring garden. I found out last year that I am fine to plant for spring and I can get a harvest. We do get hot, like really hot here quick. As long as I plant out early enough, it's fine. Also, I forgot to pull that root ball out of that bag. I'll remember to check it in the spring, but I also pulled my root balls all the way out. I don't leave my root balls in my bag. Just going to put some fertilizer on it, and then I just kind of level it out, add the compost. I pull out any like big stuff out of the compost, and then we're gonna cover it back up with some straw. And this granulated fertilizer breaks down over time. So when I plant for spring, the fertilizer that I'm putting in here will be ready for the plant's use in spring, which is why I like to do it in fall, even though I will add like bone meal and blood meal to the bag when I plant out into the planting hole. And so now, just gonna put the straw back. There you have it. That's all I do to put my bags to bed for whatever season they won't be growing in. And so now when it's time to plant out, I could just plant out. And I honestly don't think I would have to add amendments. I just do. It has worked out. If you are not new here, you know I went back to my original way of gardening this year, and it has really worked out. Well, this fall, it has really worked out. I really was wanting to like make my own compost, make my own fertilizers, things like that. And either I didn't take care of the compost pile, so I wasn't using the compost, and then I didn't have enough comfrey for comfrey tea, things like that. So I just went back to my original way of gardening, and it's working, and I love it, and I cannot wait until tomorrow after we get a frost because we can harvest. It's gonna be so awesome, y'all. But I wanted to show y'all that we've done all of the rest of the bags. We're gonna switch over now to going ahead. Oh, one of the things let me finish my sentence. We're going to switch over to going to put straw into the Greenstalks, because I think at this point, if you remember, I think I put too much in it earlier in the year, and my plants were dying. I think now is the perfect time for me to put the straw into my Greenstalks because we're getting cold and I need to protect the roots. So that's why we're going to mulch it. That's what it's called. When you put straw, leaves, wood chips over top of your plants, like on the soil, not over top of your plants, but on the soil, it's called mulching, and it helps to keep the soil warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Also helps to retain the moisture in the soil as well. So we're gonna do that in the Greenstalks. I'm most definitely not gonna make y'all watch the whole thing, but I will just show you in case you are interested in seeing it. But we've also moved some Greenstalks around. We have a whole new structure being built, y'all. I really, at this point, feel like my backyard is exactly what I have wanted from when I originally started gardening. And I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm also very humbled that like this is even a thing for me. And I'm super excited. So let's go put this straw in here, and then I'm going to show y'all all the changes that I've made. I do think I have used my space like really good, and I still have space, so that's cool in a normal urban backyard. All right, so we're gonna start with this Greenstalk. It was the easiest to get to, so let me show you the straw. This is the straw. See, Straw Boss, and that's what I use. I'm just gonna go through and add straw. I'm gonna put it pretty heavy this time, so we will see. The other thing I'm gonna do tonight is water really heavily. The main garden, I'm not gonna water it. I'm gonna turn the sprinkler on, y'all. I'm not gonna water nothing, but I am gonna water these really heavily. As I understand it, if you water well before a freeze, once it freezes, it insulates the roots. I am not gonna pretend like I understand the science. What I do know is it has worked. I've seen it, people have said it, and so I tried it, and it does work. So I'm gonna water really heavily too before the day. I'll be out here all day, y'all, literally all day. And where the carrots are, I'm just gonna like sprinkle it and hope for the best because they've already started coming up. And some of these pockets are empty. We put spinach in them. Some of the spinach came up, some of them didn't. But we're just gonna heavily mulch it all so that we hopefully do not lose our seedlings, because after this freeze, we're not gonna have another freeze for the next 7 days, not so far in the forecast. We're gonna have some low 30s, but not like freezing, not 32 or lower. That's why I'm deciding to do this, because I think that we'll be able to save the seedlings from this one freeze that we have coming up, and they'll just continue to grow, even though our temperatures are not gonna be super warm. Oh, I was gonna tell y'all earlier, don't forget to take your hoses off of your spigot, because I've had so many hoses just burst when it freezes. So yeah, take it off your spigot and turn your spigot, well, don't turn it off, let it drip, but make sure you take care of that. That's something that I always normally forget, but this year I was like, we are not forgetting that. We are gonna do that. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, I'm so sorry. And that didn't have anything in it. It's supposed to be spinach though. Some of the spinach has already come up, like I said. I also have to plant my last thing of garlic tomorrow after the freeze. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get it planted after the freeze, see what the difference is gonna be. Just see how this goes. It's my first year, if you're new here, growing in green stalks over the fall. It's my first year growing in green stalks, period. But I've grown in the summer and it went really well. So now I'm trying to learn fall. Always something to learn. By the way, I have had to pick so many caterpillars off of these things. The caterpillars are no joke also. But I mean, I was picking them all out in the garden too. So it's not like I'm saying just in my green stalks, but also spiders make their webs and they live in here too. I have noticed it. I don't mind spiders in my garden, so not a big deal to me. But I had to move some green stalks and there were actual spiders. So much to do today. The plants are growing really well in them though. We love that. And if y'all remember, this green stalk I had to replant late because everything I put in it died. So things are kind of small in here, which is not a big deal. So that's what we're gonna go through and do to all the green stalks. I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I did. And then, like I said, I'm gonna come through and water. And I am gonna go through each pocket so I can make sure I weigh the straw down too so that it doesn't fly off, because it's also a little windy here. It's just cold. It's cold and windy. It's fall, y'all. So like these are our carrots. I didn't put it super thick. But then up here where we have a whole plant, I did it pretty thickly. So we'll see how it goes. I am excited just to see what happened. This one is like empty. There's nothing in it. I may come back and put some more spinach in it. We'll see. But this green stalk is mulched and ready for the first freeze. Okay, y'all. So all of the green stalks have now been mulched with the exception. Also change. You can see the black green stalk is here. We have 3 green stalks here. I needed to make space. But I did not mulch the new snow. I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't think I did. This is the winter color from Greenstock. I kind of like it. It's called Snow. It's a white, also kind of, I guess a little bit cream, but it's white and it's called Snow. I did not mulch this because what I'm planning to do with this is put it in the chicken area in the summer. I can have them have fresh leafy vegetables that they can get to on their own without me giving them to them. But right now we don't get enough sun over in the chicken area. So we're gonna leave it here for now and we're gonna see how this works out. So I have like lettuce planted in there, kale, collards, just anything that I had a lot of seeds of, I planted it in here. And then at the top, I'm trying to see if I can get herbs to germinate. So it's oregano and thyme in the top. And I'm using the, I guess seedling houses is what they're called, to see if I can get them to germinate. And we do have some germination in there. Y'all see that? I think this is thyme. So we're just seeing how that works out. I don't know. We have something growing up here. I'm pretty sure that's a weed though. I still need to get my top. We got leaves all in this top now. But anyway, so everything is mulched. We moved this lemon green stalk. I will show y'all, but look how pretty that herb green stalk is, y'all. This is not a garden tour yet, but everything is mulched and I'm excited to see it. But let's go look at some of these changes I have made. I needed to make space for something really big, y'all. And I'm actually liking the setup now, like way better if I'm honest. And I'm gonna show you what that really big thing is before this video ends. But if you remember, this is right beside the opening of the garden. We had a huge greenhouse here and I moved that and I'm going to show you where I moved that to. But like, I really like my sitting area here. When I want to use my fire pit, I'll just move the table out, put the fire pit in, use the fire pit, and then move everything back. But I really like it. And if you remember, the grill and the lawnmower was over here. So the lawnmower is somewhere else. I put the grill right there. I'm really, really liking this. Let me kind of do a pan for y'all so y'all can see what I mean. And I can see the whole backyard from the door and the porch. Love that. Somebody said they wish they could fix my screen. Girl, that screen been like that for I don't know how long. Ain't no big deal. Ain't stopping my garden from growing. So that is the pan right there. I still have to fix the panel, but all of the citrus is in the greenhouse. It's already warmer in here, and the panel is not even up. So once I do that, I think we'll be good. And I'm gonna get, I wanna say Broke said he puts painter cloth over it, or you can put like the painter sheet over it, the thick one. So that's what I'm planning to do here. But all of the citrus is now in the greenhouse. Also, think this is greening up a little bit, so that's a plus. That's that blood orange I was telling y'all about, and I really like that there. I really do. So when you go into the garden, not much has changed like in the actual garden, except for I took out the peppers and all of that stuff, but we did that together. But what I want to show y'all, got to figure out what I'm gonna do with that tote. It belongs under the gutter. I got to figure out if I'm putting that back or if I'm just gonna buy a rain barrel for now. But anyway, look at all of that compost. Finally got the compost pile completely out and taken down, right? So this is now what is taking up the compost space, and I think it is a much better use of the space. Also move some green stalks over here. These actually have garlic in them. Well, this will have garlic in it. This already does. I put it over here because we don't get a lot of sun in the fall, but we don't really need a lot of sun because it's not going to be actively growing, especially this one, because I'm not planting that out until after our last frost. So that's why I put that here. In the summer, we should get enough sun. If we don't, we'll have to find somewhere else to put it. But we put that greenhouse that I was thinking about getting rid of over here. And so all of this stuff, all of my tools, the buckets, all of that is in here, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a much better use of my space over here. So all of my T-posts, things like that, my rakes, all in here, and I absolutely love that. If y'all remember, I used to grow in bags back here, but it just gets too shaded now. So I took those T-posts out. I took the T-posts out that were back here behind this bed because I'm not gonna grow back here either anymore. So yeah, gives me more walking space back here. Absolutely love it, y'all. I really like this space now. And it makes it so people can't see in my backyard. On this side, anyway, the other side you definitely can still see. But now, for the thing that I'm most excited about, and it's so crazy why I said I feel so humble, and I'll tell y'all more about it when we get it finished. Probably, I'm gonna say sometime close to the end of November. I'm gonna tell y'all about it, give you the specs on it. I'm very grateful for this company offering me this because honest truth, it's one of the things I've wanted for a while, and I was like, I don't know that I have space. There was so many things in my head, but I do have space and it's gonna work out. I have so much more space now to grow for the spring. So while I was in my head kind of concerned about another really nice broccoli harvest that will carry us into the next fall, let me show y'all something. And I'm super excited, and I know that when I started this channel, it was like very small space that I was growing in, but I'm okay with evolving, right? And sometimes I worry that like people are gonna be like, you got too much stuff at this point. This is like a dream of mine to be able to grow so much food. So I'm gonna keep moving, loving this space of peace. And I'm actually very grateful and very humbled for it. I am literally at this point living a dream. But y'all, we are creating a somewhat professional hoop house. They call it a hobby hoop house. It's not available for purchase yet, but I mean, I'm so excited. I was concerned about trying to get another harvest of broccoli because I was thinking if the broccoli is still growing in the beds, I only have a few bags left, but now I can plant, I could plant this whole thing with broccoli if I wanted to, and I could have all the broccoli I need and then replant it when the broccoli is done. Like, this is going to allow me to preserve more food, to grow more food. And then there is this thing, I don't know that I ever said it here, I want to start like providing fresh vegetables and things to the schools around us. This is gonna help me. This is absolutely gonna help me, y'all. And I'm so thankful. So those are the changes that we've made. Also, this greenhouse right here is gonna be the seedling greenhouse because the citrus is gonna go into this hobby hoop house. I'm gonna put them all the way across the back. Definitely plan on having a sitting area in here. And then the rest of this space is going to be for growing more vegetables. So more tomatoes so I can make more sauce, more beans because I love them, more of the things that I really want to preserve a lot of. And so, yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. And so that's why we had to make so many big changes. But at the same time, the changes really do work. And I really like this little setup right behind the back door. Next year, I'll put like more leafy greens. This herb one is going to stay herbs. Like I said, the white one is going to go in the chicken area, and then maybe some more leafy greens. So I literally could come right out of my back door, and I won't have to worry about walking all the way out here if I need greens. But yeah, I have a whole plan in my head. This is a basic urban backyard, y'all. And granted, and when I started, I also wasn't able to use this side because I had told my children that I wouldn't. They don't care anymore. And so essentially, I want to build a farm back here. If I could have animals, I'd do that too. But I have to settle for, oh, by the way, we also moved the quail. Meant to tell y'all that. So the quail were here. I don't have a lot of space. If I had left them, we wouldn't have a lot of space here, and they would have like hardly gotten any sun. So we moved the quail, and they are back in the chicken area. And I've done this before. Some people say you shouldn't like raise them together. I haven't had any problem raising them together. Now they're not in here now because I need to get their area set back up. They're in the house. I have them set up in the house right now, but like I need to get some sand, level it out to put their coops on, and I raise them on sand anyway. So once I get that taken care of, which will probably be closer to the weekend, then I'll probably bring them back outside. Although I'm thinking it would be easier for me to raise them inside during the winter, but you know, I haven't made that decision yet. But y'all, I just feel like, honest truth, I feel like I have gotten to where I want it to be in my backyard, and I have enough space now. And granted, I could have made this into like raised beds, but my dog is out here. And so I didn't want to put raised beds out here with no covering. And so now I can still use this space and I can still grow. And it was a growing space anyway. We had the citrus over here with the seating area, but at the same time, I want to be able to grow more. This is going to give me the ability to grow more. It's going to have a door on it, like an actual storm door on it. And then I'll probably put another one of these fences on it. That way my dog can't get into it, because just to be able to get started, I don't really want to have raised beds in it. So to get started, I'm going to do no dig in there. So once we finish it, I'm going to make no dig beds using all that compost I just pulled out and get it ready so that in February, I can go ahead and plant out more broccoli. So I'm very excited. Between the green stalks, I'm adding so much growing space, and that's in 2 square feet of space. Now with the hoop house, that's gonna give me a lot more space to grow too. And I just feel very content and very happy with the way that my backyard is now. And I honestly feel like I can grow for me now, and I'm also gonna be able to grow for other people. And I'm very excited that that's a thing that can happen now. Anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.